Look how moist that is. That is sensational. Take some of those beautiful sprouts, some roasties, a few of those carrots on there, and some stuffing. Come on there with some of that really lush gravy. So there you are. That is a full dinner cooked in the COSORI TwinFry dual blaze air fryer. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are doing a traditional full chicken dinner. I've got this beautiful bird, and you know, you can't beat having a beautiful bird. It weighs about 1.92 kilos. It's quite heavy. We're using the air fryer. We're using the COSORI dual blaze TwinFry air fryer. Now, as you know, COSORI sent it over. They didn't send the chef. I'm going to show you how to cook a full dinner in that little basket. Now look at the size of that chicken and that basket, and we're going to get all that in there. Come on, we're going to do it. Nice and straightforward. Oh. Right, what we need to do, I've got some potatoes here. I'm going to parboil these potatoes. I want roasties. We've got to get roasties around there. We've got some carrots I've already battened up, and I'm having sprouts, and I've halved them. Now we are going to blanch those as well, because if you cook sprouts in an air fryer, as everybody knows, you have burnt outsides and solid as a rock insides. We ain't doing that. We want a proper dinner on the table. So in here I've got some potatoes I've already peeled, and I've diced up quite big for roast potatoes. Now this is going to go on behind me, but we want to go in there with a pinch of baking soda, bicarbonate of soda. That is going to break down the starches on those potatoes as it blanches. So while that's going on there, we want to put a stuffing together. I'm just going to go in there with a little bit of butter, little tad of oil, little flame on. I've already diced up some onions in there. Come on. A tiny bit of salt, not much. We just want to release that moisture in those onions. A little bit of pepper in there. So all we're doing is just softening up the onions nice and quickly. Take a little bit of that rawness out of there. That will do. That's flame off. So we have some breadcrumbs here, look, and we are going to use some poultry seasoning. Poultry seasoning is on the channel. We want a couple of tablespoons. Mix it through. What a fabulous smell. So you could just use thyme and sage if you wanted to put that in there. That's up to you. We want those onions and that little bit of butter in there. Got a little bit of butter, and this is chicken stock. Nice little mix in. And we're going to add a beaten egg. Bring all that in. I'll bind it all up as well, actually. I can hear the potatoes are coming up to boil. We want about 7 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes tops. We just want a nice soft edge on the potatoes. When you've had about 7 or 8 minutes, look, you can see fluffed up, drain your potatoes. And if you look on there, you can see the edges are all fluffed up. Fabulous. Nice and straightforward on this one. Take a piece of kitchen towel, get your chicken, give it a nice drying up. Our chicken, we want that stuffing inside that chicken. So open up your chicken and get that and stuff it in there. Now what we're going to do is put this in here. We're going to start it off in here, and then we're going to take it out and put it in a tray and crisp it up. So we're starting it in here, and then it's going in a tray to crisp up. A little bit of melted butter, a little bit of oil, tiny smidgen of garlic powder in there, poultry seasoning in there, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Good mix up. Take your chicken, and we want a bit of that poultry seasoning oil butter mixture on there. Nice little rub over like that over your drumsticks and everywhere. Okay, now this is what we're doing. We're taking a tinfoil tray like that. Yeah, it's not really all that big, but you know, we want that chicken upside down cooking in the oven. Now, by doing it like this, it stays pretty compact in there. And throw that in there, look, that little bit of stuffing. It stays pretty compact in there, and it's going to give us the juices that we need for our gravy in the tin. Everybody to their own. Get some more of that on there, look. So there's our beautiful chicken. So we take our wonderful potatoes in there, a little bit of oil, a nice little whiz round, rosemary salt on these potatoes, beautiful. Link in the description if you want to make it. Carrots, a little bit of oil, a little bit of rosemary salt on those carrots, not much. We'll flavour them up a bit with a little bit of Canadian maple syrup, if it'll come out of the bottle. Now we don't need much, we just want a little bit of flavour on here. Let's just give that a little tossing over in there. So it's quite a massive preparation, this. There's quite a lot of stuff going on here. We're going to blanch those sprouts in a second. So we want to get into the COSORI dual blaze twin fry, and we're going to use this whole section, so that has got to come out. As easy as that. Right, chicken. We are going to put the chicken in any which way it'll fit, like that. So don't forget, this chicken is actually upside down. Okay, the chicken breasts are on the other side. We're going to flip it, and we will take out the stuffing and put it in a little tray or something and chuck it back in to brown up. So it's going to cook in there and give us that flavour in there. Right, potatoes. We're going to do some roasties. So we want to be getting some potatoes going on down the sides of our chicken in that tray. We're going to do those maple glazed carrots at the same time. Do you think this is going to work? I'm not sure. It's only cooking, isn't it? Come on. Now I'm just going to set this off on the app. I'm going to set to grand zone. Click OK. Now I want to start cooking this about 165 for about 25 minutes. Press start, and it's telling you you have to press the start button on the cooker. So we are all set up to cook. Just press start and off it goes. So as you can see, 24 minutes and it's coming down. That is absolutely fabulous. Okay, whilst that's whirring away there, we're going to blanch our sprouts. In fact, you could cook your sprouts full in the water if you want, whilst that's cooking in there. Not a problem. That's it, we're on cool down. That's the first stage of cooking done. Come on. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's our beautiful chicken there. We need to be turning that chicken over and taking that stuffing out of there. So a couple of forks will do the job, I reckon. Oh, look at that thing. Right, we need to get that stuffing out of there. Quite straightforward really, isn't it? Okay, what I've decided to do, I've decided to pull the carrots out. These things, there's going to be nothing left, methinks. I think they're cooked really well already. Our stuffing mix out of there and into a tray. Okay, chicken goes back in. Stuffing goes in. Carrots get covered a minute. We've only got about 10 minutes left to cook actually. So let's put a little bit of butter on top of that stuffing. Just like that. So in it goes. Nice and straightforward. Look, we're going to come down to 205 and we're going to go for about 10 minutes. I'm going to press start. That is coming on there, look. Now you cannot set the air fryer off on your phone. It has to be manual. You have to press. But you can stop it on there. So you can see we're cooking away there, look. 10 minutes. Oh, look at that beauty. That comes out of there. That's our sprouts. And we're going to put those in there to give them a little bit of a roasting. So we're back on here. We're going to go grand zone. We're going to go okay. And we're going to bring the temperature down to 180. And we're going to do about 8 minutes. So about 8 minutes on there. We're going to click start. Take that beautiful chicken out of there onto there, and we are going to cover it loosely, and we're going to use that pan juices there and even that stuffing that's in there, look, to make a gravy. Come on, we're going to go in there with all that juices and fluid. We don't mind that. In it goes. Put a flame on, got a little bit of flour in there, season to taste. Cook off your flour in there, look. That sprout water in there. A little bit of water from the kettle. So this is absolutely bursting with flavour, you know. It's absolutely packed with those chicken juices. That little bit of stuffing that went in, but you know, the herbs that are already in there, that poultry seasoning. We're going in there with just a little bit of chicken bouillon, chicken cube. Just give it a little bit of colour. There you go. And you cook it to as thick as you want. I think that is a beautiful gravy. We're going to turn the flame off at that because that is going to thicken. Come on, it doesn't get much more straightforward than that. Let's have that off there. In on the chicken breast. Come on. Look at that. Look how moist that is. That is sensational. Look at that. Hey, look at that for a fantastic cook. Wow. Oh, looky there. Take some of those beautiful sprouts, some roasties. A few of those carrots on there and some stuffing. That is off the charts. Come on there with some of that really lush gravy. So there you are. That is a full dinner cooked in the COSORI TwinFry dual blaze air fryer. Look at that. Come on in. Enough faffing around with cameras. Look at this. Look at that chicken. Look at that. Look how moist that is. Oh, come on. This, look, is a butter knife. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Carrots with a little bit of texture. Oh, they're delicious. Oh, they've got that sweetness from the maple. Our stuffing that we crisped over the top. Oh, what a dinner. That is mind-blowing. Obviously we boiled the potatoes, but look in there. Look how fluffy those are. Perfect dinner. There's enough there for a family of 4 easily. Now this chicken was 1.92 kilos, so quite a big chicken, but the air fryer has done a fantastic job. I mean, look at it. It's cooked to perfection. It really is cooked to perfection. Look at that. Oh, not just for chips or, you know, the sausage or warming. It cooks a full family meal without a problem. That is a fantastic piece of kit for family cooking. You've seen it. Feeds a family of 4 easily. This probably do 5. So if you want to know more about one of these things, click the link in the description. You know what I will say is, I ain't very technical when it comes down to this stuff, you know. I'm more press the buttons. There must be a way inside here, and if you've already got a COSORI air fryer out there, there has to be a way where you can set this up to cook at the 165 and then it start again at 205 temperature. However, it makes no difference for what we did today because we have to turn the chicken. You know, to keep that really succulent chicken breast, it had to be cooked upside down and then turned over. There you go. If you do like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share. Tell your friends how good this is. Catch you in the next video.